So one change I've noticed, and I'm actually a part of, is I like in-person dealing more now with the shows. You get to see the card, you get to hold the card,
Hmm.
you get to be able to negotiate in person, through a deal. Before it's clicking a button in eBay or listing in an auction and hope, you win it. So for the last 2 years, I haven't really listed almost nothing on eBay. So that's one. The fees, declaring any purchases up to a certain dollar with PayPal and Venmo, that affects the game. So I try to be ahead of it, trying to unload and acquire stuff at shows because it's less work for me at the end of the day.
True.
Even at shows, I experiment and stuff. There was a time I was putting price tags and everything, and I noticed you put one wrong price tag on one card, that the customer is going to turn around right away, thinking everything's overpriced.
True.
So now I try either to put a price tag at the back of the card, or I kind of do my research before the show, and then when people ask, I tell them my price. I try not to, um, if I'm selling, I try not to look at comps when I'm selling a card. I know what it cost me to get the card. I know probably what the card would sell, so I go from there. A lot of people who go to my boxes, they like it because I kind of just guess the price because I don't need the cards in my boxes. So if they give me something substantial, I'd rather get that money and reinvest somewhere else. And they're probably getting a good deal with if they're looking at comps, but it lessens my work.
Understood.
So
It's the opportunity cost of time, right?
mhm. And they come back. That's the thing. They come back to your table every single time.
Mm-hmm. They
They
know they're finding a deal. Yeah.
mhm. So, and I'd rather sell a card in the box than a card in the showcase.
And
Because the
why is
cards.
that? Now, why is that? Because I've been to tables and there are some great deals in the boxes, and people only look at the glass. Why is that?
I like to sell the stuff in the boxes. I don't care for them. I don't need them. They're taking up space. They're taking up inventory. I can use that money to buy something else.
Mm-hmm.
So even if I'm taking a loss, $5, $10 on one card, it's not worth anything until I sell it.
True.
You know, the value that people say is only good if it's sold. Like they would, you probably see it in my showcase. I have the LeBron James Exquisite patch auto,
Yes.
the nameplates. And if you talk about comps, the last comps for that on PWCC was 45,000 on a BGS 910. Mine is a BGS 99. I was asking 35, which I think a $10,000 discount from the 910 is fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But until now, the card, there's a lot of interest in the card, but I've been lowballed like crazy. The highest offer I've gotten so far cash is 30 grand. And I even agreed on 32 and nobody would budge. But I know there's going to be a buyer for it. I just have to be patient with it. I don't have to rush it, but that I can bring home and be still be proud to own the card. But the ones in my boxes, I'd rather have them go to a home where people appreciate those cars and will keep it, and hopefully they'll do good with it in the future. I'll tell you an experience I had not so long ago. I won't mention the card store,
Okay.
but I go around to certain card stores too, and
Mm-hmm.
there's one store I wanted a card. It was worth, I think they have it tagged for $200, and I was willing to pay full comp at 180.
Okay.
And I didn't know the owner. I dealt with one of the staff before,
Mm-hmm.
and I told EJ because EJ knew he knows everybody. Hey,
Everybody.
can you get this card for me for 180? So he comes to, I believe it was the owner, and introduces me, and he wants to buy this card for 180.
Mm-hmm.
And the first reaction I got is a question. The owner asked me, "Do you even go to my store?" You know, I just wanted the card. I'll pay for it regardless of what. But that's not a good way to make relationships.
It's definitely not building a long-term relationship.
You know, that first contact, that first impression, did it for me.
Yeah.
You know, So it is what it is. I respect that it's not. You have overhead and stuff like that. So every dollar matters when you're running a card shop. But again, people will go to people who they're comfortable with. And I'm really not I've had people come to my table and ask for 50 off. I'm not even asking for 50 off. you know. So I'm just asking for full whatever the card sold for. So
And the biggest thing, this is what I always say to people, right? Like, Jay, I'm not going to respect you and then disrespect this person over here,
mhm.
or treat your business like this interview is important to me. I try to come to every interview with a level of importance. It's important who I'm talking to. They gave me their time. I just send questions. The questions I'm asking, are they pertinent to that person? All this stuff is important to me. If I walk a show, we were at the Mint. I'm talking to the people that are like taking cups and sweeping the floor. Those people are important.
Mhm.
And I think sometimes we as people, we prioritize. If I'm in front of, let's say, a Rob, I'm going to act a certain way. I met Rizzo Sports Rizzo one time. And I remembered who he was from seeing him somewhere, but
Mhm.
I didn't remember. But my conversation with him, even when Mark introduced me, and I didn't really know who he was the same conversation after I realized who I was talking to.
Mhm.
Same conversation. And I think I would want people new to the hobby or coming into the hobby to know that when you meet people and talk to them, just show the same respect you would to someone that you actually know. If
Yep.
somebody's walking by that you see in content, talk to the other person that's at the table the same way you would someone that you visually have seen before. Because it's important. Because in this hobby, to me, you don't know, and in life in general, it's really beyond this hobby. You don't know who you're talking to sometimes and where that person may be 5, 10, 15 years from now. You really
Yep.
don't know. So just treat people the way you would like to be treated all the time.
So that was my one of my Achilles heels before. I'm more reserved than most people, probably because I've been doing this so long, and
Mhm.
before you really did deal in person too much. But as I do the shows, I get to learn, who are the key people in this industry, who are the people who can contribute and make this hobby grow. So one of the people who made me very curious is Stephanie, Mama Breaks.
Yes, Mama Breaks. Yes.
So I've seen her at every single show except for mine. One day she shows up at the Anaheim show,
Okay. Hmm.
which was my old hotel venue, and she goes to my table, says hello, and I go, "Thank you for gracing me with your presence. I've never seen you at my shows."
Hmm.
And I go, "Stephanie, whenever you're ready, if you want to do a show here, tables on me." You know, and she did the first Brea show. So
I think very highly of Stephanie.
mhm. She worked herself to be where she is at.
That's right. That's right.
You know, and regardless of what, that doesn't come easy. It's very easy to destroy your reputation, especially if you're online too much.
Hmm.
And she grew her reputation right there and then.
Hmm.
And I observed, her and a lot of other people. They really touch tables. They really, because I come from the restaurant industry before.
Okay.
Touching tables is very important. You know, at least say hello and stuff like that. And she will do that to every single dealer, regardless of who they are.
That's right.
And she's building her brand and she's building it correctly.
Hmm.
And I have a lot of respect for that. And for me, my brand becomes better when I see people like her, patronizing, the shows that I do. She doesn't have to buy. She doesn't have to talk to me. The mere presence that you or her or somebody there who has good relationship with people, even Mark Newman, you know, come there. That's all I need. Because if you guys go to a show, then it means there's something worth going to.
Yes.
You know, like Mark Neiman is almost in every single show.
Every show.
You know,
Every show.
funny
He's
story
a
is,
pleasure to talk to. If anybody out there and you see Mark, Ultimate Pastime, you see
mhm,
him, talk to him. He
yep,
wants to talk to you.
yep. Funny story about Mark. So Kobe doesn't know a lot of, Kobe, my partner in the shows. He doesn't, know a lot of people, especially the older people.
Okay.
So Mark likes to go to the show early, right?
Hmm.
So I know him, so I let him enter the show even though vendors are not set up yet. So Kobe sees him at the Westminster show, and I wasn't there yet. So Kobe tells him, "You can't go around yet. We're not set up." And Kobe tells him, "Go sit in the corner."
I can see, and a little bit I've been around Kobe, I can see him saying that with
And
a
I go,
with a very straight face. Yes,
and I go, Kobe, do you know this guy helps us with our promotions? So we joke about it nowadays when I see.
that's funny. That's funny.
And I don't know if you noticed on the Mint Collective show. So the Saturday, I purposely wore a Mark Neiman outfit
Oh,
just to
I saw you
tease
with the black on. I even took a picture with you with the black on.
him.
Yeah, yeah.
So when I saw Mark on the floor, Mark.
I'm dressed like you, brother. Yeah.
No, I was telling him one of these days I'm gonna make a show that every single dealer is dressed like him.
I would love to do that. You just let me know. I'll come in there with my black hat and black shirt on.